Good morning, it's Kyle Coberline with Bluegrass International in Georgetown, Kentucky. I'm part of the sales team with Bluegrass. We have a dealership, we have 3 dealerships, Somerset, London, and Georgetown. Of course, we do truck, bus, and RV repair and sales. But we have a dealership in London, Kentucky, which is right off I-75, which is down here, which the Danube National Forest comes through here, and Holly Bay Campground is an awesome campground down here in London. So if we have RV customers or a family wants to go tent camping, this is an awesome place to come with your family. It's right on Laurel Lake. The entire lake is surrounded by the Danube National Forest. So I'll do a wide, it's early, so I'm still waking up, but I'll do a ride through of the campground and just kind of show you what it looks like. There are some hiking trails. You can see part of trails here, but we were coming in, trailer sites open, tent sites open. This place does get booked out. Campers only from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. But this is coming up the hill into the campground. This guy up here is checking out. But yeah, you come up here. They normally have somebody on staff to get you checked in and get your tag for your car and stuff for your campsite. Of course, you can also buy ice and firewood as well. There's their firewood. Their firewood's usually halfway decent. I know sometimes we go camping places and it's like you can pretty much bank on their wood being wet or not even seasoned yet. But I've always had pretty good. We come down here a lot. I mean, I live in Lexington, and London's only an hour south. We've actually got a boat that's dry docked like 2 miles from the campground, so I can drive our motorhome down, grab the boat, and launch it in the campground. Of course, they've got a dump station. The sites here are not full hookup. You do have 50 ampere electric at most sites, but there are no full hookups. You do have to use their dump station. This campground is beautiful. We love coming down here. We come down here a bunch. It's just like so my family, like, we love to travel. Like, we're going to the Rockies this year. We went to Maine last year for Acadia. We just got back from Gulf Shores. And when you go to like those destination places, you feel like you had to like maximize your time by like getting as much in as possible. Where we come down to our local lake fairly often, it's a little bit more relaxing experience. Good morning. So we're coming back to the campground. The right here to the left, when the first thing you'll come across is they have an overflow parking lot. All the sites are different. Some are big, some are small, some are not very level, some are hard to turn into. Like, there's one site that I use that's big enough for my boat and my RV, but I can't make the turn because the road drops off on both sides, so it's really narrow. But if you do need a place to drop something for overflow, whether it be an enclosed trailer or a boat or whatever it may be, they do have an overflow lot that you can use. Of course, this wraps all the way around. Just let them know. Just let them know, like, hey, I'm going to put my boat in overflow, just so he knows whose boat or trailer it is. This campground's also, like, we like it a lot. It's not like too busy. It's not one of those campgrounds where people are just constantly driving around. You don't have golf carts zinging everywhere. I mean, people are bike riding, kids are bike riding. Occasionally people are driving in and out. Obviously, this is on Laurel Lake, so people are launching boats, but it's nothing like out of control by any means. We'll take the first right here, which takes you down through like A, B, and C and all that. Of course, speed limit in the campground is 10 miles an hour. That's kind of one of my pet peeves is on the main road. I mean, I get it, but this is site A1 just for reference over here. Good morning. So one of my pet peeves is, people driving too fast through campgrounds. Like, you're camping, you're supposed to be having a good time, take it, being chill. My kids kids are out riding bicycles and stuff. Like, slow it down. Especially some people come through like 35, 40 mile an hour. It's just insane. And I don't see that a lot here, but you see it, when we travel. We've just seen it in different places. And these are all sites that are kind of along that main road. And then you've got B here, which is tent camping. And you can get some big rigs up here. That's actually a host, but there are some sites that do accommodate some larger RVs. See if I can go through here without hurting myself. So these are walk-in tent sites only. So they got a little nice pay pass, so if you want to bring a wagon. Try not to come up on anybody's site and be polite. But yeah, like you got these just pass circles all the way around. They got some bear lockers, you know, to keep animals out of your food and stuff. And then they've got these really nice, like this is B4. They've got these really nice sites. You set up a tent and kind of be a little more in the woods. But those are all pretty similar. Let's see if I can get back up this hill without eating it. It's going to be questionable. Ooh, I'm balancing. All right, back on the roll. Of course, you got a bathhouse up here. Not all the bathhouses have showers in them. Some of them are just bathrooms, and then there's kind of spread out through the campground, and they do have shower facilities. That goes down around to some other walk-in tent sites. The only full hookup sites I've noticed are your hosts. You know, the people that are here all summer. I have not seen a full hookup just for somebody that's coming. We'll head on back down through here. So that's A11 right there, just for reference. These A sites are nice. I mean, if that's what's available. You know, I like to kind of be more tucked off the main road. You have a C loop here, which is just another tent. You know, you park and you walk around the little concrete or asphalt sidewalk to the different walk-in tent sites. That's A5 right there for reference of where I'm at. A9 over here. Then up here on the left, we've got the D loop. I've got some friends that really like the D loop. There's some sites along the back end side that are, you can walk down in the water. So if you've got a canoe or a kayak. The bathhouse in D loop 2 also has showers. For reference, that is D1. Yep. Yeah, here's D2 down here to the right. D3 to my left. You got D4. There's a boat. Definitely a good lake to bring a boat to if you've got one. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but what's really neat about Laurel Lake is it's completely surrounded. And here's access to there's a trail down there that's super long. You can hike, and you can even mountain bike on those trails down there too. It's actually part of the Shiltoy Trace. D5. You got D6 up here, which is a double. Like that's a good site a friend of mine uses where you can pull in, and then you got a camp spot down there, picnic tables, and then you can walk down the hill to get into the water like a boat or a kayak, canoe. D8 right here for reference. D10 right there. It was nice. Gave you a nice little wave this morning. I feel like the weekday crew people are a lot nicer. Of course, this is Kentucky. We're all nice. At least I'm a firm believer. Very, very nice, talkative, friendly state. Of course, you got dumpsters throughout. Yeah, you can. I use. I love them. That's what I love my one wheel for. Is I'll grab my garbage bag and one wheel up to the dumpster, get rid of my trash. This is the E loop. This is a Monday. That's why it doesn't look very full. That's E2 over here to the right. Oh, there's a big fifth wheel. Like you can get some big units in here. Um, that's E3. You know, it's nice because you got this, the driveway curves around, so it gives you kind of a straighter back end when you're E5 right there for reference. It's a nice cool morning this morning too. Feels good. So we'll go back here to the top of the hill. That's E7 right there on the right. Another thing that's cool is Holly Bay does an awesome Halloween. You don't have to be camping here to come for Halloween and trick-or-treating. You can just come in by car. I think they charge $10 per car. It's awesome. I mean, people go all out decorating for Halloween. Most of the campers, I think it's even required. Like the people that are actually camping here during that Halloween week, like have to be here the whole week. They basically spend that week like setting up. Like, I mean, like there was one site last year down here that even had like a full-on haunted house that you walk through, like in their campsite. Like it looked like they built an entire town on their campsite. This is the F loop. That's your host over here to the right. You got F2 to the right here. And then you got, it's a double, F3. It's a big double. We've used that from time to time. F4. Here's our setup from the weekend. My wife's hanging out today. I'm gonna head into the office here shortly. But that's a double, F5. Of course, F6 over here. And these have easy, I mean, I wouldn't say easy, but to me, it's pretty easy walk down. And you're also right behind the marina. It's F8 over here. I like that one a lot too if you just need a single site. It is right behind the marina. Sometimes you run into a little bit of noise, just with people like playing music on their houseboats and stuff, but it's usually, that's a huge double, F9. Of course, you got F11 over here. I like that one, but it's better for a shorter unit because the front part of the site is sloped pretty good. F10. Then you got, of course, you got F12 right here. It's worth noting that when you access the water, because of that marina being behind it, there is one advantage. It is that if you walk down to the water there and you have like a boat tied up, that's all in the no wake zone. And so it's a calmer area of water. You know, you won't have boats flying by and creating a lot of wake if you're down there trying to launch a canoe or. So now we're headed down towards the, of course that's A6 right there. We're headed down towards the boat ramp here. You gotta be staying at the campground to use the campground boat ramp. A7's a double. Now these A7s down here towards the end on the main road, they're pretty nice. I like them because, you know, you're down at the end of the campground, and so the only traffic you're gonna get coming through is, you know, the few rushes during the day. You know, that's labeled as a premium. Not sure what that means. Maybe it's got full hookup, maybe? That was A8. You know, so you don't get as much traffic coming back and through just because you are down here towards the end where the boat ramp is. Water's really high right now. One of the things we love about the lake, like I said, so it's completely surrounded by the national forest. At least I think I said this. Completely surrounded by national forest. There are no houses on the lake. So when you're out there like tooling around on your boat or in your canoe or kayak or whatever, I'll get up on one wheel here and I'll show you some things. I mean, there's no houses, so it feels very naturey and outdoorsy boating experience versus seeing everybody's big lake houses on the lake. So you've got a ramp down here, which is a very easy ramp to use. I launched my pontoon boat with a motorhome, so people always watch me waiting to see if I'm going to fail, and I've done it enough times, I'm pretty good at it. But you've got this dock out here in the campground, and you can see the buoys out there. Those are the no wake buoys. So everything that way is, you can have wake. And then of course when you head around this way, that's when you're heading towards the marina, and which that's Holly Bay Marina. And you're also headed towards like the main part of the lake that direction. So if you're like canoeing and kayaking, like, or supping, like this is basically the campground all around through there, like, up in the trees. And so if you're canoeing and kayaking, I definitely recommend kind of doing that in this direction, away from the main channel of the lake. There's just be a lot less boat traffic, and you can go way up in there. But the water's high right now. Normally you see a lot of like rock, like little rock cliff edges, but all the water's like up, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet probably. So it's hiding a lot of that rock and up into the trees. But yeah, I mean, super fun lake. I mean, after Memorial Day, like I love getting on the pontoon boat in the morning and going over to the marina because they serve breakfast. It's like you get a big plate and you just stuff as much food in as you can and bring back biscuits and gravy and sausage and bacon and all kinds, fun little experience. We'll go back up here. Of course, on the other end of the lake is Grove Marina. But very nice. Like this, what you see as far as like this the whole lake is like this, no matter where you go. Now there is a dam area with a public sandy beach, but for the most part, this is what to expect when you're cruising around the lake, or if you decide to rent a pontoon boat. You're over here at the marina. All right, well, we'll pause for a second, and I'm going to go all the way back to the end of the campground. So instead of taking that right, we'll go straight, and I'll show you the I think it's H and G. Okay, we're back up here at the split where I took a right to go down to like A, B, C, and D, E, and F. And then now I'm up here where you come straight across, and this is G. So this is a double right here to your left. That is, I'm not sure what that is. Here's G1. Last year for the Halloween deal, we came to for the first time with our kiddos. We did a Harry Potter theme. I was Haggard, and oh, my kids would be so ashamed. Of course, one son was Harry Potter, the other one was I don't know, the little elf-looking thing, and then my wife was the owl. It's pretty funny. G11, but for some reason down this G loop, man, people had some crazy setups. I mean, it takes hours, and you load up on a ton of candy. G10. Of course, they've got a bathhouse down here. It does have a shower in it. It's in the G loop. You got some walk-in sites in G as well, 14 through 21. Then you got G9. G8 over here. G2. G7. There's some nice little wooded sites back here. It's usually a little easier to get like sites in G and H versus like D and F. But they're nice sites. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, this G4 down here is super awesome. It's a big double. You got a big Class A motorhome pulled in there forward. G5. Boy, I bet that was a tight. It's an impressive little dealer. I had to be a little tight making that turn. That's the one thing you run into when if you go to these smaller campgrounds, like this is, to reserve this campground, you have to do it on recreation.gov. This is run by America, one of them outfits. They bid out to run the campground. Not being like a massive RV resort, if you got a big unit, I mean, definitely need to plan ahead, call, ask questions. If you live close by, do what my mom does. My mom, they got a 40-foot Renegade. She'll drive and check it out and kind of pick out some stuff that the sites they like. I definitely have my like list of sites I like here by order of like what's available. June and July, it's very hard to get in here. I mean, it's full on lake season. This campground's extremely popular. So if you're wanting to come towards the more popular times of the year, you definitely need to be planning ahead. Don't show up and think you're going to get a campsite. I mean, you might be hard pressed to get a walk-in tent site. And then to go over to H, so you go down this real long hill. H1, got H19 over here to the left. There's a view. H18. H17, that was cool. It's got like all wooded around it. Pretty sure most of the sites have water. Not only do they have electric, 30 amp, 50 amp, but they do have water as well. It'll be listed on recreation.gov. There's access to the Wintergreen Trail. It's a 1 mile loop. Oh, good morning. Lady came out the other side of the trail behind me and spooked me a little bit. So we're still headed back through H. H16. H2 over here. H3. That's just a bathhouse that does not have showers. That's in the H loop. Still a lot of people here for a Monday. Of course, it's June. Got a lot of kids out of school and stuff. H4 right there. H5. I've stayed in this H6 before. It's not a bad little site. You can get access down to the water. It's just a steep little walk down the hill. H7. None of the campsites have like really. One of my friends we camped with this weekend. We were talking about that. It's H8. Big double. None of the campsites in all of Holly Bay Campground have like just where you just walk into the water. Like it's a trail down a hill that requires holding on to a few things. H10, H11. So if you got people with limited mobility and stuff like that, you probably want to have them drive over to the marina or something and pick them up over there. H13. But for most people, it's pretty manageable. H14 there with the van. H15. And back around to H16. Hopefully I'm talking loud enough. I'm like a little tired this morning. Give me a coffee on the way in. Oh, I'm watching a bird up there flying around. This is Kyle Coberline with Bluegrass International in Georgetown, Kentucky. Thanks again for checking out one of my videos. I'm part of the sales team at Bluegrass. We're Central Kentucky's premier truck, bus, and RV dealership. Our service is phenomenal. We sell Renegade RVs, which is your big Super Cs. We've got locations in Somerset, London, and Georgetown. We take great care. You'll have a great experience. Look us up, read our reviews. Get on Facebook on the Renegade RV group, and you'll see that people speak highly of us and our service. We have people that come from Pennsylvania and Louisiana and all over the place just to come do service with us because RV industry struggles a little bit when it comes to the RV stuff. I mean, some of the mega stores they're just not known for like timely service and getting stuff flipped around. I mean, so we strive to keep that down and get your rigs back to you. I lost train of thought here, but I'm riding up a hill and I don't want to like eat it either. But no, totally appreciate just checking out one of the videos. And if we can ever do anything to help, if it does, we're not about just selling. Like, we just don't sell stuff to people. We're about educating and consulting. So if I can ever be a help in the commercial trucking world with commercial trucks, or if it's a motorhome, and you're in early stages of research, like I'm happy to talk to you. I'll talk to you all day long, and just with questions and answers, and what this and that, and what about this, and this is where we want to go. And I can recommend, like, don't go to a certain length, like, hey, if you want to do a bunch of national parks, don't buy a 45-foot motorhome. Like, that's going to make it very difficult if you actually want to camp in the national park. But thanks for checking out the video. Until we do another one, have a great day and talk to you soon.